Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
And I'm Mantis.
and today we're going to do a brief video, and I promise we'll try to make it as brief as possible. About obviously now we've gotten a Thunderbolts trailer, we've gotten the news trailer from, or a trailer from Captain America, Brave New World. So we want to talk a little bit about them. We are going to watch the Captain America 4 trailer and do a little bit of a discussion on that, as well as kind of where we're at right now in the MCU and how things are looking. So, Mantis, are you ready to get into this discussion?
I am ready.
All right. Then let's not waste any more time and go. All right, guys. So, probably about a week ago, we got a trailer for Captain America Brave New World, otherwise known as Captain America 4. And there were some mixed reviews about it. Now, obviously, besides some of the Avengers movies, this is going to be Marvel's most expensive project to date. There have been a lot of reshoots. It has been pushed back and pushed back. I think we are slotted for February 2025. Um,
Mm.
I think all reshoots are done, and the reshoots of the reshoots are done. But it's been a bit of a weird ride. Um, Mantis, what are your thoughts before we launch into the trailer?
Yeah, it's kind of. I know. I think we did. We do a video on the cost of all this. I think we
We
did, or
did.
we talked about it. I know we talked about it. It's kind of disappointing. It's kind of funny that James Gunn poked fun at that a little bit on the social medias about all the spending money and reshooting and all of that nonsense. And again, I just don't know at what point you have to cut a project, because we kind of saw something similar to this with the Flash, not in the sense of not because of the money spent on it on the DC side on the Flash, but because of where the reset was at with the DCEU resetting to the DCU with new management, new stories, new everything. This is more of a, do we just cut and not put this out because we spent so much damn money on it? Or does it, I mean, like, they feel like they have to at this point. And is it just going to be an expensive piece of shit? You know, you bought fool's gold,
Well, how about we watch the trailer and let's see just how expensive of a piece of shit we may get. Now, maybe it'll be great. We don't know.
Who
Let's take a
knows?
look.
Yeah. I can.
You asked for me. Here I am.
You want to help me?
Is there anything you remember?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Whatever this is, Cap, be careful.
What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. This was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
I was a wartime general. Now I'm a wartime president.
Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it.
Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
Wait for it.
We're on the brink of war. I can't trust anyone. Nothing about this feels right.
Captain America. You ever ask yourself, who's playing who?
Someone's been pulling the strings on everything.
You're under arrest? I don't want a variable out there that I can't control.
Stop!
Captain America caught without his wings.
You like to play dress up and blindly execute the state's orders.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
What if this is a trap? You don't even know what this is.
Since when were they red?
You want me? Come and get me!
So,
Interesting.
maybe I could use the word interesting. First off, like, is he Captain America or is he Falcon? Right? Like, because even he's like Captain America caught without his wings. Like, all right, we know what's his name? Torres takes over as Falcon. Now, granted, that's only been in the comics since I think 2015. So since all this happened, but we know he takes over
Relatively
as
new.
Falcon. It is relatively newer, but that's not what I'm gonna assume they're probably going to go with.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
I had to fix that. I don't know how that'll look when it comes to editing this, but that was driving me fucking
Yeah, it's
crazy.
fine.
But it's like, okay, we know they've taken liberties with Captain America. Obviously, he didn't die in Civil War, which in the comics, he had at least was presumed dead. Bucky took over the mantle of Captain America, and was given a version of the super soldier formula actually in the comics. Now, for those of you who watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, obviously the guy at the very beginning there, the older guy that was on trial or looked like a trial or maybe a Senate hearing, he was somebody from the past that they had talked to that went through the same stuff with the super soldier formula, kind of all that. That was what all that was about. But I don't know. It just, to me, like, it didn't feel like the Captain America movies I've known and I've loved. I feel like they're going a little too far. Like him throwing the shield at the missiles and it just bouncing off missile. I'm like, as soon as that missile explodes, that shield's going to go flying a little ways. It's not, vibranium doesn't absorb the fucking explosion and the concussive force of an
Right.
explosion. It's the plus in the show, he didn't take the super soldier formula. He didn't want to take the super soldier formula. At least it wasn't offered to him, right? I got to assume with some of the feats he's doing, he would have to have had the super soldier formula. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing those, right? So again, don't know. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, like you said, up until this point, the only people that have taken it has been Steve Rogers, Bucky, technically from the Thunderbolts, in the same
John Walker.
In the same. Yeah, the original, whoever the original Captain America was, for a little bit anyway. As he says in the trailer for that film.
Well, John Walker was the guy who he takes the Captain America. He takes the super soldier formula, and he does have the shield for a little while, but he kind of goes crazy.
Yeah. He's like, I was Captain America at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I agree. It's hard to know. We don't know up until this point. Sam Wilson hasn't taken the super soldier formula, so unless he takes a dose. I don't see how he puts up a fight against. I mean, and who's the villain in this? I'm assuming it's. I forget the actor's name. He was the bad guy in Breaking Bad as well. Don't crucify me, guys. I can't remember his name. I'm assuming he's possibly the guy that's pulling the strings behind all of the decisions and stuff. They're kind of alluding to some ghost in the system there. But there's clearly a fight scene between the president,
Ross.
and funny.
Well, Red Hulk. Let's just say Red Hulk.
I wonder how much. This is just another funny thing. Is like, I wonder how much money they paid Harrison Ford to do this, or maybe they paid him in weed or booze. I have no idea.
Dude, but all I know is when he was talking about it on the red carpet, when they were talking about it or whatever, and they did that, he was higher than giraffe pussy, man. That dude was like high as shit, did not want to stand around for an interview. But here's
No.
the reality of it. Okay, he's fighting Red Hulk in there right now. There is a an extended kind of trailer that you do get to see, where you see Red Hulk punch and he hits the shield. Well, obviously, Sam's going to have had the super soldier formula, and I don't even know that even with Steve Rogers, he was going to hold up to a punch from the Hulk. We know in the original Avengers when Thor's like, "You want me to put the hammer down?" and he goes and he hits the shield with the
Mhm.
lightning. He hits it with his power. All three of them get blown back, and they level some trees and stuff like that. We do get to see in Avengers: Age of Ultron, they've learned to kind of use they learn to work together. So he's like, "Oh, they're lining up for us," and he hits it, but it's obviously not as hard as he did before, right? They're both controlled,
Mhm.
and all this stuff, but Hulk, even fucking knocks Thor around like he's almost nothing. I mean, he punches Thor and he goes flying. I don't imagine, I don't believe that a Captain America level being is going to take a punch from a Hulk, right? Whether he be red or
No.
fucking green. Um,
It doesn't
he has
matter
to
that
at
he
least
blocked it with the shield.
yeah, he had to at least have the shield. That's what I'm saying. The shield, obviously, it's vibration. He's like, "Oh, it's completely vibration resistant." Obviously, vibranium has special properties. We've seen the vibranium suits in Wakanda absorb energy and then release it. But it's not stopping the force, the sheer force of that punch, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like that
Mm.
leads a little bit, and like, okay, like Captain
Maybe they can
America
explain it
fighting the
away.
Hulk. Yeah,
But
maybe there is something. I can't judge too much because I can only go by what I saw, right? It's everything you guys just got to see too. For those of you who haven't seen it, I don't know. Like, to me, it just doesn't. It doesn't
yeah,
feel like
and
it's
like
a
you
Captain
mentioned,
America movie
you
to me.
mentioned he's very relying on the Falcon wings, like to do pretty much everything. And that's what makes it not. It feels like he's like it's a Falcon movie, and he just happens to have the shield with him.
Yes.
Like it doesn't like that. That's what it seems like.
Well, to be fair, when he comes in and he lands and he's like, "Wait for it," and then they get blown away. That, to me at least, I could be wrong, guys. And if you're gonna make fun of me in the comments, say I'm stupid, fine. Or in the comments, that's fine. But I feel like they tried to make it look like he was going supersonic, and then when he
Right.
landed, the actual concussive
The
force of
sonic
the
boom.
sonic boom
Yeah.
hit, right? Which you aren't doing that in just a fucking wings and a suit unless you got some super soldier formula in there. You're not
Yeah.
flying. I mean, Tony Stark did it in a damn Iron Man suit, right? You're not going to be
Yeah.
flying, over a fucking 741 mile an hour and above. There's always been some fucking argument about like what's considered speed of sound depending on altitude, fucking temperature. There's a lot that
Yeah.
goes into it. We're not going to go into that.
There is.
But I don't know. I feel like after seeing that and Thunderbolts, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're reaching a bit. They're trying to make they're trying to make some of their old stuff work, right? Because we talked about before with the next couple of phases, there are only a few project named, and then there's a lot of untitled. We don't
A
know.
lot of nothing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're trying to make a square peg fit in a round hole with these.
A cylinder.
The circle.
I think that goes in
The circle.
the square hole. Now,
The Thunderbolts is kind of supposed to be a Suicide Squad type movie. And I don't know how well that's going to go over. Again, I like Bucky in that. I think he's I've always liked Bucky the character.
Me too.
So maybe that'll be the saving grace for that film. Who knows? I mean, I didn't mind what is it, David Harbour's character,
Red Guardian.
I didn't Red Guardian. I didn't. He's going to be the comic relief part of it, I guess.
Obviously.
Again, it's kind of a comedy. He's not going to be serious in a lot of it, I'm assuming. So, I mean, that's fine. He plays that character kind of in some of his other movies, so it's the same, I guess, a little bit. It's whatever. I don't think he's going to make it or break it.
Yeah, but think about this. So Bucky has the arm. If he goes back to the arm that he had like in Winter Soldier, where he had he had the star on there and all that stuff. Bucky has the arm, but he also has the super soldier formula. He is in the comics. He did become Captain America for a while. John Walker becomes Captain America in Falcon Winter Soldier until they boot him out. and Red Guardian is like the Russian Captain
Yeah,
Russia kind of
version.
thing. I mean, he's the Russian version of it.
Now,
We
did
have
he
all
take?
of these like broke ass Captain Americas as the Thunderbolts.
Does he has he taken the super soldier formula? Not maybe different version of it. Like, because what's interesting is I'm going to switch over to that Thunderbolts since we're kind of on it. He asked him which version he took, and he says Hydra. Or he asked Bucky which version he took, and he said Hydra. So is there different versions of the super soldier formula?
Well, obviously, so you know what happened. Everybody should know in the original Captain America, he says, Dr. Erskine come up with the formula, and of course, during trial and error, and the original formulas is how we got Red Skull, and then we knew they were still trying to, and Zola was working on their own formula. They were always throughout like all of Marvel fucking history after Captain America, everybody's been trying to replicate said formula. They even mentioned it in the original Avengers movie when they shown the footage of Hulk. He's like, they were trying to recreate the formula, the serum that made you because you're the first superhero. So I'm sure they were working on some kind of formulas of it. Like they were always trying to
So
make
there's like
that.
a Russian version.
Yeah. It probably don't have quite the same side effects because if you remember in the 2000, the Edward Norton fucking Hulk, I'm blanking
Yeah.
on the year on it right
There's
now. They give it to the soldier dude. What is his name?
yes.
But they
Tim Roth. You talking
yeah,
about?
Tim Roth. But what's his name? I'll have it on the screen. I'm just blanking on it at the moment. But when he goes up to Hulk and he's like, "Is that it? Is that all you got?" Hulk kicks him into that fucking tree.
Is that all you got?
And they're like, even the doctor's like, his bones are gravel. Like, I mean, they're just shattered. But then, like within a week, he's healed, right? And he took the super soldier formula,
The serum. Yeah.
And now granted they dose him with some other stuff to become Abomination, but they said they gave him basically the Captain America super soldier formula, which is how, again, he still didn't hold his own to Hulk. I mean, that one kick put him out for a while, right? He just was able to kind of like dodge his attacks and shit.
I was gonna say, quite frankly, this is a tangent here, but if you got kicked by that, you would have exploded. Like, there wouldn't have been bones gravel. You would have probably just exploded from the force.
just everything just goes. He's a meat pie. But it did give us a little bit of a reference to, again, putting the Hulk against a Captain America version-esque person. What it did, he was able to come back from it, but that was it. Like, I mean, he was out for a long while. And again, he still never went up against Hulk as the Captain America. He had to get the extra shit they were doing to become Abomination. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see. To me, like, I'm not as excited about it as, like, I would have been excited, to be honest, if we just done a Falcon movie with Anthony Mackie as Falcon, right? I would have been cool to see a Falcon movie, right? I just feel like with this, they're reaching for something and they're gonna pull on this thread and realize it's not there, man. I don't know what their plans for Captain America is. I don't know that this is the right path. Could be wrong, right? We've got this one trailer. Could be wrong. Maybe it's a great movie because it's Captain America. I'll see it when it comes out, just because. Now I probably won't go to theaters. To me, it's not a movie. Like there are very few. There are very few movies. I mean, fuck, the last one was Deadpool and Wolverine. There are very few movies that are going to get me out and into theaters nowadays. I'll catch it when it comes on streaming. So,
yeah, I agree. Kind of, my wrap up thought here is, it's too hard to tell from the trailer specifically. And again, I don't know a lot about the lore, definitely not as much as you. And don't get me wrong, I like Captain America, but I'm not a big fan of him like you are. To me, if I'm approaching this as just a superhero movie, it leaves a lot to be desired. It seems like you said they're kind of grasping. It seems a little bit all over the place, like they don't know what they want to do. They threw Harrison Ford in there as some, star power to kind of make you hopefully think it's going to be good because it's got Harrison Ford in it. I just don't know if that's enough to do anything and make it work. I don't think so. But again, based off of this trailer, that's all we have to go off of, and I just don't. All based off this, I don't think it's gonna be as. I don't think it's gonna ring the bell.
My favorite part, if you ever watched the Falcon Winter Soldier series, Mantis, I know you haven't, but there's a part in, I think it's the second to last episode or so, that obviously, again, Sam hasn't taken the super soldier formula, but he starts training with the shield, right? He gets the shield after John Walker kind of goes crazy and he executes the dude. Like, he gets the shield. So he starts training with it. And he realizes how hard it is, one, to accurately throw it, and two, like, obviously with vibranium, they say it's stronger than steel, but a third the weight. So close to titanium. I'm not a smart dude that can do the mathematical calculations. I may have some on the screen, but if it's a third the weight of steel, it's probably close to titanium, aluminum-ish esque. Probably in between there somewhere. If I do the math, don't crucify me. Don't go fucking look it up and act like you're a goddamn genius that just you didn't know it, you looked it up. I doubt we have any mathematicians that watch this fucking channel. But
No.
but the point is, though, that even if it is a titanium-esque or even like super, super strong aluminum, like dense aluminum, but of the weight it could be, it's still hard to throw that shield at distance and make impact, right? But you see him training with it. You see all the training he's doing to get his body ready for it because he doesn't have the super soldier formula. I like that, right? That was probably my favorite part of the entire series because some of the other stuff, it was kind of hit or miss on some of that. I wish we would have seen more of that instead of him basically be Falcon with the shield, right? Again, just going off the trailer, personal opinion. I know in the comics and everything else like that, but if he's going to take over the role of Captain America, I want to see the new Falcon come in, and I don't want to see two guys with the same fucking wings, right? I don't want to see two of the same characters, or one's just got a shield. All right. He needs to take over as Captain America, have the super soldier formula, do his stuff, and be cool, and then let Torres come in and be Falcon if that's how you're going to go.
Just make the decision and do it. Don't half-ass it.
Let us know down in the comments how you feel about it, how you felt about the trailer. Are you excited for the new Captain America movie? Are you kind of, it's mid, meh, as Mantis, that's his favorite fucking saying. Meh. Yeah, you do it so much better. I can't do the meh like you can, man. It's natural with him. Yeah, that shit right there.
That's a good point. That's if I had to sum up this trailer in one sound, not even a word, just a sound, it would be meh. Like, that's,
I fucking hate that. It's so fitting for this trailer, but I normally like I'll be doing stuff like even if I'm creating stuff for the channel, I'm like, what'd you think of it? Yeah. See, I can't do it. I can't do it as well. He has that that cuts down to my fucking soul, like just with that. But it is very fitting for this trailer. It
is.
I tried. It didn't work out that time.
It's very mid, as the kids say. Hello, fellow kids.
To use Gen Z vernacular, it's very mid. Little sus in parts.
It's very sus in parts. Yeah.
So we'll see, guys. And what we will also see is what you guys' thoughts are on it. We hope you let us know. Try, if you can, in the comments to be respectful. If you can't, that works too. However, if you are going to comment and you have watched this far, you might as well go ahead and give the video a like. He's going to show you where.
Right up there.
Right there. Well, at least the graphic for what it'll look like will be there.
The graphic. Yeah, you can't click on it because you'd be pausing the video, which means you may have just popped and then had to start it again. But if you click the thing down below, you can definitely, like and subscribe and all that.
And while you're down there, giggity, you might as well subscribe and click the little bell notification so you get alerted to when we release new content. Now, guys, I realize we have kind of bombarded you with a lot of videos here in the last few months because there's so much information. We are trying to dial back a little bit, maybe release only 1 to 2 videos a week instead of like 3+. Let us know. Did you like all the content? Based off the analytics, I'm going to say no as far as that we released that much, but maybe you did. Hey, we'll see.
According to YouTube, it's better to have 2 videos that nobody watches better than 3 videos that nobody watches. But who knows,
right? And to be fair, some of our videos are long enough to be considered movies. So
That's true.
um,
That's true.
but guys, we definitely do appreciate all of our subscribers, all the people who watch, subscribers, both new and people who've been with us since the beginning. If you have any ideas on videos that you would like us to do as far as characters, both MCU and DCU, DCEU, just DC in general,
Too
let us
many
know.
CUs.
Right? We just need the next one's just going to be the DC, not DCEU, not DCU,
Yeah.
just the DC, right?
I'm waiting for just one CU where it's a combined just comic universe. It's all of them. Everything.
Now, we've done a couple of videos. There has been crossovers with the Avengers into the DC realm. All that. We're not going to get into that now. Wrong video. But we can do now that would be an hour-long video. We're not going to do.
That would, yeah.
So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap it for us here on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Later.